As America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how.
What the fuck?
By refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
Buzzin', what is up with Tarantino, man?
What?
What happened to him?
People say I got a real twisted sense of humor.
He looks like he should be on the back of a $10 bill.
Oh my God.
Royce Lopez.
I don't know what it is about him.
Hola, me llamo Royce.
Maybe I'm sick of hearing about him.
Yeah, I don't like hot hair.
Maybe it's his face. He's a punchable face.
You wouldn't download a pig, would you?
He's done nothing to me. He's probably a nice guy.
I don't care.
I don't know what it is about the guy.
Big Cranberry has been lying to you.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast.
He looks like he should be flying a kite with a fucking key on it. Brendan says he hasn't been able to use the N-word for a while. That's the source of his youth.
Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce.
Oh, we're gonna get extra spicy today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. I don't care if we're on YouTube.
Don't know.
What's going on, you jerks?
Man, you know, I mean, we just started trying to get back in their good graces.
Yeah, right.
Or
in their good graces.
Or they're just not, or they're just going to ignore us, apparently. Just going to ignore us.
And then you find a guy who actually says he's gonna help the channel, and then they just give up, and then they just stop talking to you. You know. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Well, I feel like that was specific.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Because it was. What up, everybody? It's Monday. Huh?
It's Monday.
Huh?
It is a Monday show, and we're here. It's super hot all the time now.
Yeah.
Here, and it kind of sucks. But other than that, I mean, I don't know, man.
We're back to that time of year where it's only cool in my bedroom and in my studio, and the rest of my house is fucking 80 degrees no matter what.
Unless you have yourself an African princess who's over. Am I right, Mersh?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. You never take them hoes home.
Okay. Fair enough. Is it because they hang on the chandelier and stuff?
Yeah, then like, 2 days in, their cousin's just sleeping on the couch. Like, when did this happen? When did this start?
And then before you know it, they have squatters' rights.
Yeah, it starts to look like that Curb Your Enthusiasm episode after Katrina. Or that Boondocks episode after Katrina. Or all of those shows after Katrina.
Hold on. Or Houston after Katrina.
Houston after Katrina. Is this a Jordan Peele SNL sketch that I'm looking at?
No.
Does that not look like a Key and Peele sketch?
It does. Remember, this is the guy the one that's replacing Joy Reid. We brought him up on MSNBC.
Totally normal guy.
Yeah, totally normal looking dude. And this is the White House press gala or whatever it is. Correspondence dinner?
Do people still go to that?
Trump didn't.
I know this has been an extremely difficult
I had a new name for this guy. Jordan peels back foreskin.
Okay. All right, I like that one.
I know this has been an extremely difficult year for all of you. It's been difficult for this association.
Are they all talking over him?
Why is there a rabble going on currently?
That's
That
actually
seems
really
weird.
funny. I like that nobody respects you.
Yeah, everyone's. It's like at a comedy club, like when they start bringing on the checks and the guy's
check
trying to
spot.
finish the set.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh, I'll never forget. I did a bringer show one time for Bob DeBono, and it was the night I met Donnell Rawlings, and they gave me the check spot, and I had like 15 people show up to Caroline's and pay to watch me, and they gave me the fucking check spot. And Bob could have easily taken the check spot because he was the host of the show, but he gave it to me, and I'm like, Bob, you're here every night. You could have went up and did the check spot tonight, and I could have gotten my spot. No, they gave me the check spot. It is the death knell of a comedy set. When you're on stage and everyone starts getting their checks at the same time, you're like, they start arguing over like who's paying for the appetizer and shit, and you're like,
and by the way, there's nothing you could do because you can't fuck with the club's money, so it's not like you could be like, shut the fuck up. You can't. Anyway, let's see how this went. Probably well.
We've been tested, attacked, but every single day our members get up, they run to the White House.
Doesn't it almost sound like somebody added this over it, like as a joke?
WWE's piping in the cheers.
That's what
They're
it
piping
sounds
in the
like
cheers right now. Yep.
Train automobile with one mission: holding the powerful.
Maybe they are getting their checks.
Telling the stories of those who can't tell them for themselves.
Nobody's
That has never
listening
stopped,
to this asshole.
and never will. We journalists are a lot of things.
We are
us. Competitive and pushy. We are impatient, and sometimes we think we know everything. But we're also human. We miss our families and significant life moments in service to this
Can
job.
I ask you something?
In service to this job.
Can I gotta. Now I'm starting to realize too.
Does your wife miss you?
I think I know why half this audience is no selling them now. Because, it was one thing when the Klaus Schwabs of the world started like cracking down on truck drivers and all you normie losers, right? But they're like reimagining of the world is now coming at the cost of some of these legacy media guys. Yeah. So there's a lot of old white dudes in that room being like, really? The head of the White House Bureau for MSNBC. This fucking guy. This fucking gay 20-something-year-old, this twink with eye makeup on. You've got to be fucking kidding me. So that, I guarantee you, there's so many people that fucking hate this guy.
They're like, I didn't hold water for the CIA for 30 years for
seriously.
This guy to come in here and take it.
I lied about war crimes. Because I thought I was going to eventually someday get the office that piece of shit is sitting in.
I had to say weapons of mass destruction and not laugh. Do you know how hard that was? That wasn't easy. And then this guy comes over here with his Soul Glow in his hair and his fucking Angela Lansbury brooch and goes like, "Oh, look at me, I'm the press now." No, you're not. You guys are it's embarrassing. This is the best part about this. They are eating each other. They hate each other. They hate each other.
We had to pretend that abandoning Americans in Afghanistan was a good idea. We had to pretend Joe Biden was sane
For
for 4 years.
kept doing it.
And then you give this guy the fucking job? I would
Yeah.
be so angry.
We care deeply about accuracy and take seriously the heavy responsibility of being stewards of the public's trust. What we are not is the opposition. What we are not is the enemy of the people, and what we are not is the
If you have to keep telling yourself we're not the enemy of the people, that's something dictators say. You know who else said he wasn't the enemy of the people? Fidel Castro said he wasn't the enemy of the people. A lot of people.
He also said his brother's not a gay guy. He's just fancy.
or his nephew Trudeau.
No, look, my brother, he just liked to dance.
Now,
He's a very creative type.
Now, do you want to see a stark contrast? Now, let's look at an old legacy mainstream media person go up. Now, what you're about to see, before anyone gets excited, I don't buy a single word of what he's doing. This is them trying to save face because your entire world's falling apart. But watch this.
The White House Correspondents Association is as necessary as ever. President Biden's decline and its cover-up by the people around him is a reminder that every White House, regardless of party, is capable of deception. But being truth tellers also means telling the truth about ourselves. We, myself included, missed a lot of this story.
Missed
it?
You didn't miss shit.
Missed it?
You missed it? I wouldn't say I'm missing it, Bob.
So does that mean he and I are fucking Woodward and Bernstein?
Yeah, no,
now?
we are. We're basically deep throat. And not
'Cause
for
we
that
cracked
gay
the
thing I
case.
did once in high school. That Virgie keeps bringing up.
We cracked the case by just going, I don't know. Something seemed awful about this guy.
Yeah.
That's literally all anybody had to do. Anyone who literally has had a grandpa could spot it.
Yeah. Well, I know.
And some people trust us less because of it.
Hey, you remember when we were 11 and Grandpa started talking to us like we were his buddy from the war? And he was driving a car and we were all scared? Anybody who's had that experience as a kid grows up and goes, I don't think Biden should have nukes. Just saying.
Myself included, missed a lot of this story.
You willfully ignored it.
Yeah, there's a difference.
The willful ignorance is different than, oh, I missed it.
And some people trust us less because of it.
It really is funny whenever the media helps with a cover-up, and then whenever it gets exposed, the media just turns to the people and goes, hey, we're as angry as you are.
You're right.
You're like, what?
We're all trying to figure out who did this.
We're all trying to figure out who did this.
We bear some responsibility.
You bear, and I want you to look at me, all the responsibility. Every single bit of this is on you.
I'd
not
like
on
to-
anybody else.
I'd like
on
to
you.
release bears into that room, actually.
What do you release, the hounds or the bees? Or the hounds
Hounds
that have
with the
bees in their
bees.
mouth, so when they bark, they shoot bees at you?
For faith in the media being at such lows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are you clapping for that?
They don't know.
They're idiots. Man, is there anything better than these shows where an industry gets together and just sucks their own dick for a whole night?
It's the best. Honestly, it's the best. At least, you know, I got to give it to them. At least when the AVN does it, they're actually fucking each other. So
Yeah, and they deserve. And honestly, you deserve an award if you take 30 dicks up the ass. I think that's admirable.
Yeah, that's why fucking Trump is going to pin the Medal of Freedom on Lindsey Graham.
Is there a porno Hall of Fame yet?
There's a Rock
I'm
and Roll
sure
Hall
there
of Fame, and I'm sure there's a
'Cause
crossover.
I feel like if we opened that up in Vegas, we'd be rich.
There's got to be a porn Hall of Fame. There's no way there's not a porn Hall of Fame. We're fucking garbage. This country's trash. There's absolute. It's probably in Florida. Well, no, California maybe. Maybe Vegas.
California.
Virgie, look up the porn Hall of Fame,
Okay.
please, and let me know if Joe Namath is the only person in the Football Hall of Fame and the Porn Hall of Fame. Did you know that? That fact I just made
Yes.
up about Joe Namath?
The Avian Hall of Fame has honored people for
Whoa,
their
whoa,
work.
not
in
the Bird Hall of Fame, you
But
idiot.
what I'm saying is, I'm sure the AVN has a Hall of Fame, but do we have a physical building yet, like Cooperstown?
Yeah, yeah,
or
dude,
fucking,
right,
you know what I mean? Like,
right. It's,
Cleveland.
Cleavageland. Is there a Cleavageland? Look it up.
Yeah, man, all of that's pretty lame. I'm just waiting until they come out with a restaurant. You know, the Hardcock Cafe.
Yeah, that's great. Where is there a physical site for this pornography place?
Listen, they went to Omega Mart when we were in Vegas. We went to this whole place that was honestly kind of cool, but let's be honest, also a total waste of money.
Okay,
there's
so
plenty
Royce,
of a market for more wastes of money.
Oh,
if
do you
people
mean the
pay
humongous
money.
screen that we? Yeah,
Royce,
But I'm saying
there
$10 to
is-
go through a physical porno Hall of Fame. People would pay this.
There is an erotic heritage museum, which I would assume within it would have a pornography
What?
hall of
Oh,
fame.
I'm sorry, Bessie. I don't mean to seem ignorant.
It's in
here,
Vegas.
but
You're
what's
right,
what's
yes.
an erotic what?
The Erotic Heritage Museum.
What is the Erotic Heritage Museum?
I don't know, like when boners were did.
Boners were dead.
But boners were always dead.
The problem is, I believe that museum is run by Jeffrey Jones, and that's not good.
No, actually, the guy who runs this one's name is Harry Money.
I say this because acknowledging errors builds trust, and being defensive about them further erodes it.
We're never going to trust you again. You're like a spouse that set our child's crib on fire. It's like, you know, we could now, like, I can't ever let you be alone with the kid again. Like, that was a one and done. You almost burned our baby.
Tab 2099 says, "Whoa, Mersh buddy, I don't think that the language is quite called for, pal."
I'm sorry. I called everybody the J word. Jerks. I said it again.
Genocide Circus. He looks like beautiful from Chappelle's Player Haters Ball. Kill Dodson says, "The black man was as gay as two dudes sucking 3 dicks." Genocide Circus. Forget nukes. Biden shouldn't have had stairs to climb. That's true. Oh, this is a fun one. This one made my day.
Federal authorities reportedly arrested a Milwaukee County Circuit judge this morning for allegedly assisting an undocumented migrant.
I was under the impression that no one was above the law. So that's what happens, right?
In a since deleted tweet from FBI Director Kash Patel, he said this judge was arrested on charges of obstruction related to an immigration arrest. NBC News law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter following these details for us. So,
yes, intelligence correspondent. So the CIA person they pop into the news. Yeah, got it. Okay, so what's up, bud?
Tom, this is obviously
It
late
looks like
breaking.
he's
I know you were
slowly letting a fart out.
just running in here after checking court paperwork. What do we know about this arrest and this judge?
That's right. So Judge Hannah Dugan is the person who's been arrested here, facing 2 counts. The court paperwork was just
like Mike Hermantrout's about to yell at him for buying a yellow Hummer.
Oh God, remember that?
concealed, obstructing or impeding a proceeding before a department or agency of the United States, and concealing an individual to prevent his discovery and
What a handsome woman. What a handsome woman.
Trying to figure out who that looks
Kevin
like.
Farley.
Kevin Farley, okay.
Yeah.
arrest. And what they
Or Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray's a good one.
allege here in the course of the complaint
John
that's been
Goodman.
John Goodman.
filed by the
Baskets. I'm your mom, Baskets.
What a great show that was.
Okay.
What a fucked up show that was.
Dude,
held by the FBI agent who is running this investigation is that essentially this judge used the jury door. So that's the door that the jury comes in and out of the courtroom. It allows the jury to come in and out of the courtroom and be able to move through non-public areas. So that protects them. But it's also a way for other court staff to move through. And apparently she was involved in this case, at least according to the information that the federal prosecutors and the FBI has alleged here in the course of their investigation. She moved this individual who's wanted by ICE, for which there was an active and a arrest warrant for, to be removed from the United States, moved him through the jury door, allowing him to effectively evade ICE agents. This individual was facing criminal.
Right, and you're a judge, so you should know what that means, right? It's an accessory to a crime.
This
Charges
is like, we have a legit civil war happening, and it's not good.
It's a soft civil war, is what it is.
misdemeanor counts
right.
related
Hey,
to.
did she fuck him?
You think she was fucking?
Because
this
remember
dude?
that ugly fat chick that helped those 2 inmates escape?
Hold on.
Do you think maybe like
What is?
she-
Can somebody find what this guy look like?
Okay, look, I eat your pussy for my freedom.
I've eaten worse.
Yeah, he drinks Clamato.
Ugh.
assault,
that day.
and so that's why they were in the.
Come on, man.
courthouse in the first place. Obviously, this has caught a lot of attention here this morning.
Yeah. A judge hiding a criminal from a federal warrant is kind of fucked up, right? Am I fucking nuts here?
I mean, it used
Fucking
to,
insane.
it would have been fucked up before like 2016. Now it's not so fucked
Now
up.
it's just like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a case.
Oh, the throw mama from the train. They're saying she looks like the woman.
Okay, yeah. That's also
still
a good
moving
one.
forward.
Couple more questions here, Tom, because I know obviously you're literally reading these unsealed documents for us, but do we know if there's any relationship between the judge and the suspect? What?
She asked the same question.
Fake that he's giving her the old enchilada. Probably.
I just
right?
sent
El
you.
Digitos.
I just sent you a picture of him.
Yo, but what was? By the way, why was he in her court?
Oh, I can tell you that.
Sure.
He was born in Flores. Was charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor battery, domestic violence, and infliction of physical harm after a March 12th fight that occurred between him and 2 roommates due to a dispute over loud music.
Also,
According to the complaint, Flores Ruiz punched one roommate 30 times and hit a woman who tried to end the fight.
Well, then there you go. Bye. Bye.
Hold on, I'm trying to grab.
Literally protecting a fucking
There he
a violent criminal.
There he is.
Yeah, that's what I pictured.
Yeah, he fucked her. He fucked her for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
We're saying this
Something happened.
without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but what's a judge going to do? I don't listen to criminals. Sorry, I don't listen to criminals. No one's above the law. I kept hearing it. Callie Sweet has put a photo of her with MS-13 tattoos. Can we put some on her and send her to El Salvador?
Okay.
Would have motivated her to do this? How unusual it is for her, and how would the arresting agents know that she used this door? Were there ICE agents there waiting, and then they realized, okay, this guy was somehow transported, we couldn't get to him? You know, I'm just wondering what triggered the actual arrest.
Wow, is there anything more useless than a fucking anchor nowadays?
Yeah, a female anchor.
Yeah.
Some questions. So, with respect to the individual, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, there's no indication that we have from any of our reporting that the judge knew this individual. I do want to be specific on the
She was just helping him for the love of the game. I doubt it.
That seems
charges.
odd.
It's 3 misdemeanor counts. He's 31 years old. Domestic abuse and infliction of physical pain
Why would you protect a fucking?
or injury. This incident allegedly occurred
Why would you protect a domestic abuser?
March 12th of this year. With respect to the question you just asked, which is how would the investigating agents that led to this arrest today know what happened? Well, they say, according to the court documents that have been filed, that multiple witnesses they spoke to described what the judge did, described even some of the conversations that the judge was having.
So let me translate that for you. She wasn't very popular in her own courtroom, and niggas told on her.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, they absolutely turned on her, 100%.
Conversations the judge was having with counsel and the judge was having with court security
people
staff.
tipped
Those are
them
the
off.
allegations. It appears that on that date, they certainly became aware that this individual was able to get out of the courtroom and to avoid the arrest. Subsequently, they developed information as far as how that actually happened.
Do we know if the judge is being held in jail, or is this an arrest and a release until the arraignment?
So that's information we're still waiting to get to from the courts in Milwaukee. I would suspect, though, given the specific charges, what we've typically seen in the past is the judge would be allowed out either on their own recognizance or with a limited bail.
Thanks for watching.
Mr. Holt. You know they stick him in like at the end of everything now. I was watching just a regular feel-good story about a pupper that found like a lost toddler in like the fucking like deep in the woods in Texas or something that was missing, and this dog found the toddler, and it was like a 2-minute little fun local story, and still at the end it's like, I'm Lester Holt. You're like, leave the local feel-good dog stories alone.
But also, you can't get like, I don't know, a younger, better-looking anchor. Like, you know what I mean? That makes sense.
He knows where the bodies are buried, so they got to keep him happy.
So, of course, there's protests trying to get this judge who helped a domestic violent criminal escape.
Charges, stop the raids, stop the deportations.
Tonight, protests outside a Wisconsin FBI field office in support of a Milwaukee
Look at all
County.
the bitches that would scream and yell about the patriarchy at a Hillary Clinton rally.
fucking defending a domestic violence fucking. This is retarded.
Of course.
The
in
world
support
is
of a
retarded.
Milwaukee
It's
County
so silly.
judge.
And this is done in an effort to stifle our judiciary process and make
What judiciary process?
other judges feel afraid.
They should feel afraid if they're breaking the law, the same way we feel afraid if we break the law. That's how it goes. That's what happens. That's what the law is.
Defending
Hands made and tail. Even though this has nothing to do with reproductive rights, even though this has to do with immigration and ICE, there's still going to be a handmaid's tale because you know what? She bought the good costume, not the Party City one.
No. She made it.
She made it
bought
herself.
the pieces online.
Which, ironically, making herself a handmaiden, which honestly, if you think about it, is one of the funniest things in the world.
Judge Hannah Dugan.
I'm not going to be a handmaiden, spends $1,000 at Michael's.
Arrested Friday by the
Fucks every guy, lets him come inside of him. Not a handmaiden.
FBI, accused of obstructing federal agents who were trying to detain an undocumented immigrant, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, inside her courthouse last week. According to court documents, the 31-year-old had a deportation order and was facing domestic abuse charges, to which he pleaded not guilty. The FBI says Judge Dugan instructed Flores Ruiz to leave through a, quote, back door of the courtroom.
No paró de pagarme y entonces...
Speaking in Spanish, the alleged victims of Flores Ruiz who lived with him told
Here's the victims. Here's his victims.
us they were treated at the hospital after they allege he attacked them in a fight over loud music.
Poner música bien alta.
Oh my God! And I'm Mexican, so I know exactly the music that we're listening to. Oh, you know.
we all know what it is.
Yeah. Hold on. You're wrong.
No, it's not. It's not.
You're wrong. This is. Trust me, it was this or
It's
some
trumpets.
variation.
This is what it is. I mean, this is specifically the Breaking Bad one,
Yeah,
but yes.
the good one.
I honestly don't mind this music as long as you don't have like the violent ones around. This is actually fun when you get like the festive local Mexicans hanging out at the park and you hear this and you're like,
San Antonio, yeah, when they're chill, it doesn't bother me really.
drinking their
The
fucking
former
cervezas on a
housemates in
picnic
court
table.
to testify against Flores Ruiz.
They're the only people that actually use those barbecues at the public parks. Those are the people. You're gonna go, who uses those? Mexicans. Mexicans use
Oh,
those.
they love those.
They put aluminum foil on it so it's clean.
Ruiz said they witnessed the judge telling him to leave the courtroom. Fearing retaliation, they didn't want to show their faces. In a statement, Judge Dugan's lawyer said she has, quote, committed herself to the rule of law and principles of due process for her entire career, adding she, quote, looks forward to being exonerated. Her arrest comes just a day after a former judge in New Mexico and his wife were arrested by federal agents.
For what? What did they do?
Accused of harboring someone with alleged ties to a Venezuelan gang.
Not just like an illegal immigrant, whatever, but a gang member.
Back at the FBI field office in Wisconsin tonight, demonstrators.
Again, all these stories aren't about them deporting some guy who's selling oranges on the side of the road. They're about domestic abusers.
It's never. They
It's
always make it
fucked.
sound like it's the guy mowing your lawn.
It's not.
Demanding answers and standing with the judge who now has her own case to defend.
And Adrian, who's a real felon here? Arrest Trump. You do it. Look at that sea of mediocrity you're looking at in there. Look at that. Fucking these people. They suck. Hold on a second. I believe there is a. Here you go.
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What the fuck's it got to do with me? I don't give a fuck about the Japs. What the fuck is wrong with you, Joe? Yeah, but we don't have to worry about that.
I know. We don't have to worry about it.
Too
You're
much.
right. You're
This
right.
is the first podcast I'm done that I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're right.
Enough with this shit.
There's a little bit more on the. We play a little bit of it about the Epstein thing, but he's basically telling Rogan, stop covering stuff like that. You're always scared. I really, really hate Joey Diaz.
Right.
And politics, enough.
I know.
COVID is over. Knock it off. I hate all this shit.
It's not your show. He's a multimillionaire. You're a fat retard.
If
I'm
anything,
really
he
sick of
made
it.
you.
The reason you have a house is because of his podcast or politics. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Joey Diaz. What have you ever done? He's a literal criminal. He's a criminal who tells stories about beating people over the head with bats.
scared. Like, how is it going to change your life?
He tells the
Who
same
fucking-
5 crime stories and then talks about how fucking good weed gummies are. That's all he does.
Fucking stars at that cocksucker.
Thanks for in the
Nah, I
ass.
like
Who doesn't
3 of these
matter?
gummy
And do you
candies.
really
Oh my
care?
God.
At the end of the day,
Dude,
do you
he
really?
makes me fucking ashamed to be the same species as him.
Yeah. I don't
Pulling
think
out
I
Joe
don't think any
Rogan
of
on
us
his
are the
own
same species as
podcast
him.
for the things we've been saying this whole time. Ever since the pandemic broke his brain 5 years ago, he's been repeating the same talking points.
Oh, you're on Joey Diaz's side?
Yeah.
Are these clip channels starting to think who the fuck they are? Like they're some sort of commentators. Hey, let me explain something to you, clip channels. What you are is just so I don't have to go find these clips. Just so you know, okay? You do us a service. All right? So what
Nice
should
freeze
I'm
frame.
sorry, what should Rogan go back to doing? What should he go back to doing? You want him to talk about aliens again?
When I found out that they were trying to stop doctors and take away their licenses if they prescribed ivermectin. If you just prescribe off-label.
Too stupid to recognize elite level comedy due to our undeveloped pedestrian brains.
No, listen, I don't even like Joe Rogan's stand-up. I think he's a bad stand-up comedian. I don't think his stand-up is funny.
But that's
at
not the
all.
point he's making.
And I'm not even defending, like, Joe Rogan has some shitty guests sometimes, but the other side of it is like this whole, like, say whatever the fuck you want about it. These shows, like, the one that don't, clearly, whether I like it or he likes it or anyone likes what he's doing it right. Spotify pay him $200 million. You hear him talking about it? He's like, the reason I took the Spotify deal was I didn't want to fucking have to care anymore. I just didn't want to care anymore, so I took the deal and I took the money. And he was honest about it. And it's like, I would too. $200 million?
Take it. Cash out.
Yeah, whatever. Cash out. Who gives a
Oh
fuck?
my God, you'd be fucking crazy not to.
We often misunderstand the comedy genius of Joe Rogan and his buddies
Dude,
because we
all
Okay,
like
but hold on. Let's have a question here. This is my thing that I bring, and I'm not picking on podcast cringe. I'll talk about other ones too. But the assertion that he's making is all Joe Rogan does is talk about the same thing over and over again. But if I were to scroll down any of these clip channels, they talk about the same things. As much as you talk about Rogan, but I'm not saying I'm not guilty. We've gone there and talked about Brendan Schaub. We do it, but we're also not sitting here and saying other people, oh my God, get over. Do whatever show you want. I don't give a fuck how you do your show. What do I care? I'll make fun of you if you're stupid, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. And that mentality, these clip channels that literally are doing the thing they're accusing Rogan of, which is fine. If maybe COVID broke his brain, but he broke you. Because it's all these videos. It's what we've been saying. Who's we? Who's just we? You've been saying.
Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, it is. And the problem is that these channels are experiencing, and every content creator eventually experiences. If you're like hammering on one thing and you build an audience, then you have to placate that audience. This same thing happened to Kiwi Farms. Same thing happens to any website where they're like, all right, we're covering this dude. Then it's like, this dude has to constantly be wrong. And you have to constantly find, you know what I mean? As opposed to just letting shit play out naturally. You have to start seeking out every little thing, because once it becomes like, oh, I have a Joe Rogan related content quota to meet every week, or my channel goes down in rankings, or I don't, you know what I mean? Like they have to keep up. It just becomes an industry of, well, let's hate on this dude. And you start looking for shit where it's like silly, where you're like, oh yeah, Rogan, stop talking about all this political shit. It's like, but he made all his money doing that. Why would he stop?
None of them do this because they think it's funny or silly or they're having fun. They do this because they hate the fucking people they cover. They have an emotional attachment to these humans.
Okay, in the
the
last 6 months, Podcast Cringe has done 20 videos on Bert Kreischer alone. Which, whatever, look, we cover these people too. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there hasn't been times we've done a bunch of videos about Schaub because they do really well on the algorithm. They do, full disclosure. Certain videos do well. Dayton Hypernova, stuff that we cover. Dayton Hypernova's a little different because we were the only ones covering him, but whatever. But I'm also not criticizing other people for covering something too much. Cover everything. Cover what you want. I don't give a fuck what you cover. But to say that, like, your entire, like, as much as you might dislike Rogan and disagree with him, which we do on a bunch of stuff, if these idiots sit and fucking have shows, none of us would have shows. Like, so let them do their show. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand this, like, 20-minute breakdown of why Rogan shouldn't do it and why Joey Diaz is right about not wanting to see Epstein's files. I'm sorry, Mr. Podcast Cringe. I do really have a question for you. Do you not care that children are raped on an island? Do you not want to know who they are? Because even if you agree that Rogan says the same thing over and over again, he gets kind of stuck in his head. Look, I don't like any Rogan's MMA stuff. That's why I don't listen to his shit. That's it. But, like, who cares?
But how much has Rogan even talked about the fucking Epstein thing? So it's not like Rogan talks too much
No.
about it. So what was Joey even? What was his original point?
Look at this. The perfect example. Like, he had the Douglas Murray clip. Joe Rogan gets called out and embarrasses himself. So you agree with Douglas Murray. Okay, so I already know the level of person you are, though. Like, you already have your set, like...
Yeah, it's a set bias.
Yeah, your bias is set already, and that's fine. I mean, you could dislike Rogan. I don't like his stand-up. I think he's not funny, and we've made
I mean, you
fun
can
of
see
Rogan,
the
too.
numbers he's doing. He obviously knows who he's gearing this towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So...
No, great numbers. Hey, shout out, dude. Great numbers, Podcast Cringe. Amazing numbers. But also, if you're going to be calling people out, then we could do the same thing. Yeah, what you're doing is kind of fucked up because... Not fucked up, but kind of hypocritical, right? Like, all he does is talk about... That is the same thing we used to hear. All you do is talk about Brendan Schaub. I'm like, yeah, so what? We like doing it. Who fucking gives a shit? Semper Reloaded, you know, Mersh, when you were talking about Harry Potter, you were being a real Hufflepuff.
Whoa, come on, man. Language.
Being a real Hufflepuff. Yeah.
My NBC News colleague Steve Kornacki is at the big board with a deep dive into these new numbers. So, Steve, what are the
is this the spaz?
top lines here?
Is this a spaz number?
Yeah,
guy?
Kristen, we're seeing a lot of disappointment, I think, in both political parties from all voters, but also we're paying attention in this poll to a particular group of voters, the youngest, Gen Z, and some interesting patterns and numbers here, too. So let's start with this, asking folks their view. First, the Republican Party. All these numbers you're seeing here, we asked them, do you have a positive or negative view of the party? And what this is nationally, overall, everyone in this poll, by an 11-point margin, they said negative, not positive. 11 points underwater, 11 points more negative than positive for the Republican Party. What's interesting, though, is look right next door to this. This number is the millennial number. Excuse me, the Gen Z number. I got to get used to this. The Gen Z number. And look at that. It's 3 times the negativity there. 30 points more negative Gen Z is on the Republican Party than positive. So the Republican Party, not that popular overall, but...
Wow, interesting. Let's see the Democrats' numbers. Doing the fucking
I was just
American
about to say-
Psycho.
Yeah, do
wow,
both.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
let's compare both.
Wow, Paul
Whoa.
Allen. Let me see the Democrats' numbers.
Whoa, 30% don't like the Republicans. Okay, so that means that 70%.
You'll
particularly acute with that young...
Also, are you telling me that young people don't like who's in charge? No fucking way, bro.
Yeah, come on.
Youngest group of voters, and then you work your way along the line here. Basically, this you're getting into here more into the millennial, into the Gen X, into the boomer categories here, and you can see actually by the time you get to 45 plus, the Republican Party is about as popular as it is unpopular with those voters. Now, take a look at the Democratic Party.
Huh. Well, that's not great for
Here.
them. Look at the national.
More negative. Look at this, almost twice as unpopular as the Republican.
Did you hear? I'm sorry, that wasn't one of you guys. Did you hear? Did you hear her audibly sigh like it's a team sport? Listen carefully. Listen to the reporter.
The Democratic Party here, more negative. Look at this, almost twice as
Oh my God! Did you see? Oh my God!
Popular as the Republican Party with all voters, 20 points more negative than positive with all voters, and yet the opposite is what we're seeing with those Gen Z voters. Look at this, much less unpopular, more popular, you might say, the Democrats than the
Right,
Republicans.
but the ones who voted 40 are like 30 to 60. So
yeah.
So this generation as a whole, when you're looking at the two parties, it's a lot more hostile to the Republicans and a lot more friendly to the Democrats than voters overall. And
So like always.
Again, that is at odds with what you see with the older generations as you start to look at those numbers right there. You ask this question of folks here, which party fights for you?
Okay.
I thought this is interesting. We're changing the age a little bit here. We're putting everybody under 45 in one bucket, 45
Look,
plus in the
I
other.
get it. You're panicking, so you have to make up all these other weirds, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like literally when you're just losing at betting, and then you're like, all right, guys, side bets. Let's get a side bet going. Like,
Oh, no, not even that.
You're like, wait a minute. I know I lost my parlay tonight, but the Dodgers haven't played yet, and the Lakers have a chance. I can still do a Dodgers-Lakers. We can turn this whole thing around. You start moving things around, and you're like, hey, let's start wrapping it up. Let's call it a night, man.
It's kind of like when a baseball game is a blowout, so then you have the announcer start making it. Like, did you know that Jose Canseco was actually bats 500% on rainy Tuesdays in Oklahoma? And you're like, what? How did you know that?
Yeah, did you know that 1937, fucking Whitey Dodger came out and actually threw a no-hitter?
Come on, man. You're just bored.
Sure, all the batters were 50-year-old white alcoholics at the time, but
Amen.
still, it was a big event.
Amen.
Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show.
Ugh.
Now it's time for me to get into some political talk.
Due to a headline that I just saw. I ain't even going to acknowledge the big loss yesterday. You know what? I'm going to let LeBron breathe for a little bit. We'll circle back around to you, LeBron. He must have felt so. Did you see the Lakers game last night?
He had like no points in the fourth quarter, right?
Not only did he have no points, so Anthony Edwards from from the other team. I don't know why my brain's not working right now. Bullied the shit out of him for an entire quarter. Just clip after clip of this 23-year-old. Just get out of my fucking face. Get out of my fucking face. Like,
nice.
LeBron was just getting shoved around. And then with like 30 seconds left, he went to go pass and they stripped it away. And it was just, dude, the entire internet even people that like LeBron are like, you're washed, bro. It's over.
Done.
Pack it up, man.
Yesterday that I found very, very interesting. Far-right conservative Candace Owens is speaking out against one of her favorite people in the world, supposedly, Mr. President Donald Trump himself, and accusing the administration of fighting against free speech right here in the United States of America.
How is this? Anybody watch this? I don't even.
The comments are a reference to Harvard University, who is suing the Trump administration for threatening to withhold federal funding if the school did not comply with its list of White House demands. As a result, lawyers for the university sued.
Whoa. Like there's any lawyers that go to Harvard. Okay.
Name 400.
Name a famous lawyer from Harvard. Okay.
Administration
Name an entire
earlier
alumni.
this week. In the suit,
A lot of them have the same last name.
University lawyer claimed the Trump administration is unlawfully using billions of dollars in federal funding as
You don't need the money. You don't need the money. Then don't comply, don't get the money. I don't think any university should have our money.
quote, leverage to gain control of academic decision-making at Harvard, end quote. They also allege that the funding freeze violates the First Amendment and flouts.
You are absolutely not entitled to federal funding, so how can it violate? You are, here's how the First Amendment goes. You're allowed to say whatever you want. It doesn't mean we have to give you money for it.
See, and also, this has already been decided by the Supreme Court, so I don't even know why we're talking about this. If the U.S. government subsidizes something, they can regulate it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the law.
Like Google. All right, let's move on. Fuck him. Let's move on to something more fun.
All right, from a story about electric cars to a breaking news element that is electric. And
Hey, man, don't worry. It's just late night news. Don't dress up, okay?
Yeah, why? What is this hipster look?
He's going to Blue Martini to pick up some cougars because he's freshly divorced. What do you think he's doing, dude? He's at Eddie V's at the bar saying, like, leave the bottle.
Leave the bottle at an Eddie V. Like, yeah, that would be the fanciest.
Yeah. Leave the bottle.
And that is the sentencing of former disgraced Congressman George Santos. This is a live look outside of that New York courthouse where right now attorneys are stepping to the mic. They're going to be talking any moment now following the sentencing of George Santos. Let's go ahead and let's listen in.
Charge of the IRS, New York Field Office, and District Attorney Ann Donnelly. I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank you for your partnership. So a short time ago in the courthouse behind me, former Congressman George Santos,
nice teeth, dude,
was sentenced to just over 7 years in federal prison. He was also ordered to pay more than $370,000 in restitution.
I think Trump should pardon him.
That would be funny as shit.
Forfeit more than $200,000.
What an absolute shitlord he was, huh?
Yeah.
Restitution will go to his victims. Now, 8 months ago...
Who are his victims?
Santos appeared in the same courthouse, and he pled guilty. Pled guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He admitted to engaging in a brazen crime spree that took place over a period of years. He stole personal identities and financial information of campaign contributors, made unauthorized transfers of money to his campaign and to himself personally.
Based. Fucking based.
Hell yeah,
He
brother.
defrauded prospective political supporters by convincing them to make campaign contributions based on false statements.
Dodds Play says that you ever drop such a huge shit that the bottom of the brown and still coming out the bottom of the bowl, but it's still coming out of your ass. Maybe. Tom Rose Mercedes. My theory is boomers raised millennials, Gen X raised Gen Z. Gen X is probably the most base demo, so it's natural. Plus, millennials are insufferable older siblings. Gen Zs want not to be them. I've actually found a lot of Gen Zers to be pretty base. At least the men. I can't speak to the women, but I don't mean
The women are awful.
Not speak for the women. I cannot speak to the women. Not doing that. Yeah.
We begin covering Colorado first tonight in Colorado Springs, where more than 100 people were taken into custody early this morning during a Drug Enforcement Administration operation.
I hate the DA. DA's gay.
Over 300 federal agents and local officers took part in what the DEA described as
Operation Buzzkill.
busting up an underground nightclub.
Okay, why? What were they doing there?
Where they found dozens of people they say are in
This
the
was
country
illegals, yeah.
country illegally, as well as active duty military.
Then why is the DEA doing it?
Well, is this was in Texas. No, it's Colorado, right?
Personnel.
This little
Your
drug
reporter
bust.
Sarah Horbakowitz went to the Springs today and spoke with people who were inside as agents in tactical
We
gear
unblur the
smashed
chick in the red dress.
Thank you. Her legs look great.
their way into the party.
And she's illegal, probably. You know, she's probably hot as fuck. You know what I mean? It's probably like some 24-year-old Mexican girl.
Walls and windows are boarded up at the event center after last night's raid. Now, family members and friends are still here trying to account for anyone who may have been here last night. Officials appearing to break windows and use a type of gas during Saturday night's operation into a Colorado Springs event
Was it tear?
center. The DEA sharing in a press conference Sunday.
They're actually being very gentle. It was Johnson's & Johnson's no tears gas.
Aw, what's the point?
To be honest, why would they? Like, I just feel like using laughing gas would be where it's at, right?
The Joker gas from the first Batman movie?
Well, you don't even need Joker gas.
I think it's
just have like nitrous grenades. It would just be really funny to get a whole room full of people just giggling, because then you could control them more easily.
Or just throw some old George. You know what you do since it's Mexican? Throw some old George Lopez stand up on in there. They'll be laughing away.
They'll be dying. They love that stuff.
They love it.
Morning, what they were looking for as part of a months-long investigation.
What we have found is, number one, they're operating illegally, right? There's no business license, there's no liquor license.
No.
God, not that.
But in addition, we're always finding drug trafficking in these clubs.
Yeah, it's a
We're seeing
nightclub.
Acts of violence inside the club.
Yeah, it's a Mexican nightclub.
Sir, if I wanted to go get drugs right now and I didn't have a lead on it, I would go, let's go to a nightclub.
Oh, look, drugs.
Yeah,
They're
there you go.
walking Up.
At the club,
Oh,
prostitution.
when you're walking in Vegas, the people that walk by, they go, cocaine.
It's great, especially if you're just sitting in a slot machine. They come over, cocaine, ecstasy. You're like, no, I'm okay, thanks.
As well.
Marvin Melgar says he was one of hundreds of people there
Todd's Place. Seal Kiss from the Rose would be a great soundtrack whenever this stuff pops up.
when the DEA, ICE, and other federal and local law enforcement agencies arrived.
It was actually pretty scary. They were a bit too rough on everybody. Because I had my hands behind my back and my shoulders were hurting hurting so bad.
Melgar says he was detained for hours as he says officials separated attendees that had identification or not and processed them. He says he was later released. Sunday night, the DEA sharing on social media that, quote, only those here illegally or those with warrants were taken into custody. Most partygoers were eventually released. But Tracy Rodriguez says her nieces and nephews are citizens and
Okay, nice neck tattoo we're living with here, huh? Yeah. Nice, that's pretty cool.
were also taken into custody.
We deserve respect.
No, you don't.
Why?
Rodriguez also telling us her nephew is now in the hospital after tactics used during the operation complicated past medical issues.
So he was at a illegal drug nightclub with past medical conditions. Got it.
I'm devastated.
Yeah, I don't care.
Y no podemos hacer nada, estamos amarrados.
We can't do
You don't speak English though, but you're here. Why don't you speak English?
nothing. We can't do nothing. We don't know what to do.
I can do nothing.
Dozens of cars are still in the parking lot after last night. And now the Colorado Springs People Coalition is organizing a protest next week, asking for a town hall to break down what happened last night. Reporting in Colorado Springs, Sarah Horbakowitz covering Colorado First.
Now, we have asked ICE and the DEA how many people are still in custody, and ICE tells us the arrests are still being processed and status is determined.
Well, it was a Mexican nightclub, so they all showed up in a 98 Camry, so it could be at least 60 of them.
At least.
At least. They pack in there like crazy, dude. It's like a clown car, but it smells like beans.
We also received a statement from Fort Carson regarding the military members who were there. You can find that and other reactions.
Oh, they're near okay. They're near a
Oh
military
yeah. They were
base.
so
Okay.
them soldiers were working off duty as like security and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big no-no. They're gonna get in trouble anyway because you're not even forget about like being at an illegal nightclub. You're not even allowed to moonlight at a legal nightclub if you're a Marine. You're not allowed to have like a night job as a security guard. They'll fucking they will fuck you. And I knew a bunch of Marines that did that shit on the side.
Over there. Sure. Go ahead. Thank you for having us here. I've noticed this is kind of like a repeat of 2016.
Hi, hey, who's that? Who's the one on the left? Who's that?
The legacy media has gone back to not
Damn, who is that?
reporting anything on President.
Shut up, brunette. Who's the one on the left?
President Trump. In the beginning, we had them reporting everything that he was doing. Now they're kind of going back again to not reporting everything that he is actually doing. I'm kind of the nerd when it comes to reporting. I'm not
Shit.
the headline news girl. I'm the nuts and bolts. I'm the
Right, no, you're so different. You know, you're a real journalist.
Can you get to your
Shut
question?
up, ask
Hey,
it.
Can you ask a question without doing a 20-minute preamble about you?
It's a woman.
policy type nerd.
Like sweat on a hot summer sidewalk.
So what direction do you advise kind of me to go into, like the White House files that y'all send out every single day?
Yeah.
Because that's what people are used to when they want to ask me questions. They want to know kind of like the nuts and bolts of everything. Secondly, I know going into the first 100 days, Johnson's meeting with President Trump today. President Trump has issued a lot of executive orders.
Executive, nuts and bolts.
What about codifying? Is that going to be a conversation President Trump is going to have with him about possibly a timeline of just taking them from EOs into codifying them, into making them permanent, so we don't
EOs for the layman's is executive orders.
have another president?
For those of you, less than.
But I'm more of a nuts and bolts person, so I know the lingo.
She's. Can you imagine her talking about her job on a date? How insufferable this would be.
That comes in, possibly a Democrat that completely overturns everything that President Trump has done.
Yes, as I spoke to Sean's question earlier, absolutely. We want Congress to get to work. First thing is the reconciliation package, like I said, border and tax cuts. That's on the president's mind. But of course, he wants to see Congress move to codify all of the incredible things and work that he's done via executive order. To your first question about the nuts and bolts, I wish more people in the legacy media were like you and didn't.
I'm not gonna just we're not gonna just watch this dick sucking session. I don't care what side you're on. I don't like that whole oh, you guys are doing a great job and it's super cool. Just ask the questions. Thank you, media. And I'm asking you guys a question. Why haven't you gone to revengeofthesist.locals.com or patreon.com/we're not
What the heck?
$7 a month. $7 a month. And you're gonna want that. You're gonna want to sign up. You're gonna want to sign up.
You're gonna love the way you look. I guarantee it.
Yeah. This is the Men's Warehouse commercial now. Guys, sign up right now. $7 a month. You get every Wednesday show, half of Friday shows, all of our movie riffs. You pretty much get everything. Wait, do we need it? Do we still need to do movie riff this month?
No, May.
May, next month. Okay. Whew.
Yeah, we did it like at the very beginning of this month.
I forget. Genocide Circus, they said that Colorado Springs, those cars are going to get broken into as soon as the crowd leaves. Genocide Circus, not to be confused with Captain EO. The Michael Jackson ride on Epcot. Of course, I never forget what Captain EO is. So,
he
guys.
made a fucking mint for that, didn't he?
Yeah. Patreon.com/we're not sorry. RevengeOfTheSist.locals.com. $7 a month. Please, guys, help us out. That's how we keep doing the show. We'll be right back.
Okay, now see, she didn't say good morning to me. So I put an orange dot on her boarding pass, which means they're going to search her anus.
I noticed you also circled a bunch of things on her ticket. Why did you do that?
Because otherwise the line moves too quickly. You see, the whole thing we're going for here at the TSA is a sort of board fascism.
I think I can handle that. I did not tell you to approach.
Great job! The worst thing a passenger can do is approach your podium before you tell them to. As bad as those 19 hijackers were, the people we see here every day are much worse.
Boy, Larry, there's a lot to remember. I hope I don't screw something up.
Trust me, you have nothing to worry about. You're basically unfireable.
What do you mean?
Come on, Meg. Look around. You're the hottest person who works here.
Oh, wow. Now that you mention it, everybody does look kind of dumpy.
That's not entirely their fault. They're all told to wear a pair of their dad's pants. Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow, bring in a pair of your dad's pants.
Second hour ROTC. Thank you for staying with us. We're here to party.
In the gay way.
In the gay way, especially in the gay way. It's the gay way. But thank you to people that signed up on Patreon and the people that signed up on Locals. You keep the show going, really. You guys are the real heroes. Thank you guys. Our Locals and Patreon have both been growing pretty rapidly lately, so I don't know what's happening. It's probably people getting their tax return, huh?
Probably. It's not hurting.
Yeah, it's the thank you to the people that have signed up and are giving us your tax return money. We do appreciate it. We feel like we've earned it because we work harder than anybody else, even coal miners and anybody that works on offshore rigging. Just so you guys know, so you could quote us on that, okay? Offshore riggers are homos compared to the podcasters like us.
Riggers.
I apologize.
Come on, man. YouTube.
I want pizza.
Okay.
Can we have a pizza party on Mondays?
Do you want
Start doing pizza party
What is
Mondays?
this? What is this? A Planet Fitness?
No, that's on Fridays.
That's okay. Sorry.
That's why if you're a member of Planet Fitness and on the ROTC staff, you play your cards right. You end up getting pizza twice a week.
Well, speaking of playing cards, do you see this guy that the casino wouldn't pay out?
No.
Okay.
Tonight, a fascinating tale of a 20-something suburban man who won $800,000 in sports bets. He traveled as far as Iowa to place his bets. Then when it came time to cash in, the casino said, no way. Our Suzanne Lemonnier is listening to this would-be winner.
I've heard stories about this before, man.
And gives us an inside look at the life of a professional gambler.
These are the winners. I'm holding, theoretically, or what should be $800,000 in my hand.
We meet 24-year-old Thomas McPeak in the home he shares with his parents. An area in their house is a shrine to their favorite teams.
You researched, you've read every single one of these books.
Yeah, this was a calculated attack, I guess you could say, where I thought I had an edge.
This refers to stacks and stacks of sports bets placed last year. Complicated wagers on football called parlays, where several events all have to happen to win.
It's not that complicated. I mean, Alex says they're complicated. They're not that complicated.
First stop, Horseshoe Casino in Hammond in August.
You went in with $30,000.
Roughly over the course of 1 week-ish.
And your wins were $350,000?
$350,000.
The next stop, the Isle Casino in Bettendorf, Iowa in September. Both locations happen to be owned by Caesars.
I take about $20,000. I sat at the kiosk for 4 hours just punching in my bets.
Mm-hmm.
Bet after bet after bet after bet after bet.
Bro,
McPeak,
you can't be doing the Rain Man when these casinos got umbrellas.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm still trying to see why I didn't pay him.
looks for wagers where he believes the odds are in his favor.
If you want to take a look at that,
I mean, isn't that what every person does?
That notebook.
McPeak does.
Oh yeah, this is peak autism.
Extensive research, some of it laid out here in his handwriting.
See, women become autistic and they collect like Funko Pops. Guys become autistic and they become really good at sports betting.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, he and other professional gamblers believe they can gain an edge, but it's hardly a slam dunk.
Well, you know what he had? He had that almanac that Biff had.
It's not like
Gray Sports Almanac.
I can just snap my fingers and just make the bets win. They still have to win.
Most of the tickets did not win.
In my hands right now, these are all losers.
But a few of the tickets were winners. Big time.
And I won $350,000.
But they won't pay it to you.
No, they will not.
McPeak tells us Caesars voided the tickets when he tried to get his cash in October. He says he was referred to the house rules.
Do you think that's fair?
Of course not.
A similar story when he returned to the Iowa casino this January to collect $450,000 for these winning tickets. This time, he was given a printed sheet highlighting structuring or anti-money laundering rules and repeat wagering policies.
Caesars Sports reserves the right to investigate repeat wagers made for single account and syndicate accounts with the same outcome.
You want to fly under the radar?
I want to fly under the radar.
Oh, he bought more than one of the same bet.
That's what's going to fuck him. That anti-money laundering thing, you could actually sue them and win, but...
Oh, so he went to 2 different casinos and bet the same thing.
No. But not the same thing. He made the same. They have a minimum on each bet. He made the same bet over and over and over and over and over again to try to circumvent their ceiling limit. Is what it seems like.
Because I've seen situations where people were being less cute than this guy, and they got fucked. Like I've heard stories of people that weren't being as shitty as this. They just had a good day, and they were told we're not paying you, and it's like $500,000, and they're like,
and if
what
you're gonna
the
do
fuck?
this, you need to cash them in over time, little by little, and not use repeat ones.
You can't walk in with a stack of tickets like that. They're gonna fucking call.
No,
the
but you know
manager.
what I mean. You do them little by little.
They're gonna
over
call a
time,
manager and go, "Yo, well, something's weird."
Many so-called advantage players go out of their way to
Imagine you think you're the first person that came up with this way to get over on a casino.
remain anonymous.
Dude, I've been watching this guy on YouTube who counts cards, and it's so funny. I watch all his videos, and he wears like a hidden GoPro, and it's so. The only reason I watch him is because like I'll never learn how to count cards. For me, it's watching the game of how long it takes for them to come talk to him, and that's why everybody watches this guy's video, because he'll sit down and he'll play, and he'll be like cool for a little while, and he'll just keep it chill, and then he'll start. You can see like when he starts counting cards, like he'll go from betting 25 or 100 a hand. Now all of a sudden he's betting 500 a hand, and he'll win. And usually it's within like 4 good $500,000 hands that he gets hit that a guy will come over and go, "Hey, you're and they'll blur his name. They'll be like, "Hey, are you and they'll mute his name out, and he's like, "Yeah," and they're like, "We don't want your action. Get out of here. You can go play anything else you want, no cards." And they kick him out. It's really funny to watch. But usually like the casinos, if you're counting cards, they'll still pay you. They'll pay you and then go get the fuck out. And the problem is now all these companies work together. They're all corporations. So like these card counting guys, like they walk in, dude, it's facial recognition now. Like it doesn't matter. You walk into a casino and there's a security guy in the office that's already getting an alert, and they come right out and get you. It's hilarious. This guy wears mustaches and wigs and shit. It's really
Meadow
funny.
California says, I kick out advantage players out daily. So I guess this is the thing, these advantage player things. Okay.
A lot of smaller bets at a kiosk instead of one big one with a clerk at the counter to avoid his bets being rejected. Listen to the lengths he'll go to.
I'll switch up to the disguise.
Why would your bets be rejected? Oh, because there's a ceiling probably. Like right? Like they probably have a limit.
Sunglasses. I'll hide my hair in my hat. I'll put it up in a bun.
Horseshoe and Hammond banned McPeak and avoided his wagers.
Scarface says we should absolutely listen to Joey Diaz. After all, he was a cinematic masterpiece in The Many Saints of Newark. Cambabo says Pesci should direct the movie where there's a USA nightclub full of illegals and they get swatted and they meet a clown detective who puts each person through a series of games that are life and death, and they all end up being killed in wacky ways. It would be called CI. So I like it.
I'm going to do that, but without any of the political garbage.
Cool.
That's in contrast to FanDuel and Blue Chip Casino in Michigan City, which also banned McPeak after a big win. But Blue Chip paid him first.
Okay. Well, at least they paid him.
See, like that's, to me, the way you handle this.
You pay him and ban him.
Is to pay and go, don't ever fucking come back in here again.
They paid me a check of $127,000. They got beat. I won the bets.
McPeak took his gripes to state gambling regulators in both Indiana and Iowa. Neither state sided with him.
I can tell what kind of person this guy is right off the dick.
A dirty
When he
Heads
goes,
fan?
They got that too. They got beat. When he sees this as adversarial with the casino, it's a bet, dude. That's not how it works.
This $800,000 payday mean for you?
It's an insane amount of money.
So we took this case to 3 experts with 3 distinct
Mike
points of
Francesa
view.
is one of them.
Mike Lawton is a retired gaming regulator in Nevada.
There's probably some details and some circumstances that we're not privy to.
Scott Morrow,
See, even he knows. He's like, he's not telling us the whole fucking
retired
story.
after a career at Las Vegas casinos and now teaches gaming at UNLV.
He went around.
Teaches gaming?
Michael Francesa over here. Look, I've been doing this since I was 18, okay? You know, you're not going to beat the casino, okay?
Tried to circumvent the system, circumvent the house rules, and actually drive across state lines to circumvent it. So, I mean, I have a tough time finding sympathy for his case.
I've never seen a situation like this before.
Eli Foystill literally wrote the book, multiple actually, on betting. He sides with McPeak, based on the timing of when Caesars voided the bets.
And if Caesars had
betting
decided
is
before
fun.
the first game was played to void all the wagers, that would be fair. That would be saying you've broken the rules, and when they saw that they didn't win, when they waited to see if he'd win before they voided him,
Because they were going to take his money anyway, so if they're void, you have to.
Yeah.
Why'd you take his bets, right?
Yeah.
that's where the problem was. The clear answer is Caesars owes this.
There's no rules against staying under the radar. It's horrible what they're doing to me.
In the end, it may be up to a judge to decide. McPeak
You're not getting
says
your money,
his
dog.
next step would be to sue Suzanne Lemonnier.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck suing a casino.
Caesars specifically, by the way. Caesars. Good fucking luck. Justin Time says, are you going to try some of the bars at Epic Universe when it opens next month? Those cringe review channels aren't honest when it... listen, here's the thing about Epic Universe. Am I going to go to it? Absolutely. That Nintendo Land looks pretty fucking dope. Doing Mario Kart would be kind of cool. However, I'm not going to go for at least a year to year and a half because when it first opens up, it's going to be fucking crazy.
Theme parks, especially like the
gotta wait.
Those new areas and stuff, they're almost like new video games. You want a year for the kinks to work out.
Yeah.
You want them to train good staff. Like the opening weekend staff's going to be a disaster. The crowds are going to be a disaster. You wait a year. You wait until the bugs are all worked out and you can just go and it's a smooth experience.
Did you see what time the new Universal Park closes?
No.
8 p.m.
What? Really?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think it's a temporary thing, but dude.
Simon Osiris says you guys should do a deal. If 10 people sign up for Patreon Locals in a single episode, you do an extra 30 minutes a day. That seems like it'd work to get more pay pigs. What do you think? If we had 10 people sign up to Locals and Patreon, would we do an extra 30 minutes? Is a lot.
Yeah, every day. Are you kidding me?
Well, hold on. You think we would really get 10 signups every day, though?
You know, we already put out more than anyone else. Period. Most shows, it's one show free, one show paid. So
Dodds Play says, what the fuck is a 20-something? You know, somebody who's 20-something years old. I think it's pretty clear.
you know what? I like this guy's idea, but I'm going to flip it into something you're not going to like now. How about we just take a half hour away from every free show every day? Make
If
it
we
all
don't
paywall.
make 10.
No, not even setting a goal. We just now more of the show will just be paywall, the half hour a day. Since you're obviously very interested in helping us inspire more people to sign up.
He's in Locals.
That would get people to sign up. Would be let's just give out less free shit. You want us to offer more free shit.
Well, I mean, well, that's true. Dodds, you know what? The only way that would work is then the extra 30 minutes would have to be behind the paywall.
I mean, yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We would only there is no extra 30 minutes. You're missing my point
I get it.
entirely.
We're
We're taking 30 minutes from the already existing 2-hour show and putting it behind a paywall. We could do that also. We're not doing that.
Yeah, don't push us. Dodds
Hey, guys.
Place says, grew up in Vegas, and hell yeah, there's an entire college for casino based in degeneracy. Going against casino is asking for a hit on 17.
I would
How about
imagine,
this?
too, there's got to be college courses to get into the gaming industry, too, right? Like, there's got to be a specific... There has to be a Nevada university that's offering, like, if you
I'm
want to
sure.
go work for MGM, this is the course you take kind of shit.
What were you saying,
If
Peasant?
you guys, if 10 people sign up to the Patreon or Locals per episode, I'm a martyr. I'll do the extra 30 minutes over on my channel after the show.
Look at that. See?
See, there you go. So sign up for these guys.
And by the way, if 10 people sign up, we'll add something to Frozen's wheel so he has to eat it. There you go. Boom. He's not even here and he's going to suffer. Poor Frozen. Oh, guys. It'll be really funny while they're filming this. While they're filming this, somebody tries to walk by with their luggage. Excuse me, ma'am. This is a hotel. You can't. What are you doing?
Also, that's not even that nice of a hotel.
No.
This is not. You're not cool. I hate TikTok.
Oh, let's go.
Notice how their rooms aren't together because they each needed an accessible one?
They all needed accessible rooms, and the accessible rooms are never together. Pessy, you're 100% right.
They're like experts. We should teach a course.
I bet you
in
the
these
fattest one goes last.
I just want to reiterate how much I hate TikTok. I don't even like when hot chicks do this goofy shit. It's stupid.
Oh, no. The one in the back left, the one that's usually on the cart, they made her walk 5 steps. You think she's going to be okay?
No. Can I just point something out? You notice the other two weren't in the hotel with them.
Yes.
They cut to them outside, which means because they probably had to meet up with Cart Girl like out in the park somewhere.
Well, probably because they only have 3 accessible rooms per floor, so the other
She
two
was probably
weren't
on the
there.
first
Yeah, she was
floor.
probably on the... Yes. Oh, you're... Oh.
Did to meet her downstairs.
Oh, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
The only TikTok dancing I like is when moms do it next to their terminally ill kids.
But you know,
Hey, everyone,
but you know what, Pessy? That's because you're old-fashioned. You know?
I am.
You're old-fashioned. Here, I got something else from them.
Size Park Hoppers, and this is our Magic Kingdom outfit of the day. My baseball jersey is Aurora, and it's from Disney. I got it at Star Traders.
Okay, how much Torrid stuff are we going to go for this drip? I'm really curious how much Torrid stuff we're getting.
Dress.
I love this jersey so much. My dress is from Amazon. My sneakers are Hoka.
Your knees are
right.
non-existent.
Shoes are always Hoka. Clothes are always Amazon or Torrid or Disney.
My ears are Disney. And my friendship bracelets are most likely
How old are you that you have that many friendship bracelets, or even one?
Sienna. It's Disney, and look at her.
You can't eat it. So she has a bite mark on it because you try to eat it.
Yo, I for real, like, again, if I couldn't date a chick who was fucking gorgeous. Like, you know what I mean? Like an absolute 11 who acted like this. Like, I would still be embarrassed.
It's the infant.
It has the pink
Yeah, it's all
donut.
the kitty,
so
kitty. I'd be
cute.
like,
I love
yo, are you all right, dog? Like, can you snap out of this shit?
Look at this one here. Look at this bitch. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Lady. Come on, that's not healthy, dude.
The only chicks I've ever dated that wanted to go to these kind of places would be like, hey, they're doing Hollow Scream. You know, they got those giant, like, Jello shots, and we could walk around and hit our vape. Go on the Sheikra. You want to go do that?
Oh.
Like
Yeah,
unless
first off, you take edibles. That's the best way to do it.
but you have to be that level of thrilled about it. You have to be like, I mean, oh no, tickets are cheap this year. You kind of want to go, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. I could never be with a chick who's this like, yeah, Disney. I'd be like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with people?
Douchey Nazi in the chat says Anthony Cumia would date an 11. Yeah, but that's a year old, so that's different.
My jersey is from Disney. My tank top is from Amazon. My shorts are Torrid. My sneakers
And my
are
knees are also non-existent. I don't have knees.
Hokas. And that's it. My shorts are from Old Navy. My shirt is from Target. My jersey is from the Disney shop.
What size is it?
My ears are from Shop Disney. My shoes are Hoka. And my sunglasses are Amazon.
Stop saying that like it's trendy.
This one's getting the biggest, fastest, in my opinion.
Yes.
This one, in the time that we
She's
started
also
seeing
aging
her-
the fastest.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
Doing a little Mirabelle lounge today. So this shirt is from Torrid. The skirt
This
is
one looks
from
like a Jewish
Torrid.
spinster.
The ears are from Disney. They're in Pancho.
I could reupholster a fucking love seat with that dress, dude.
My backpack is also from Disney. It's a Loungefly.
Yeah, my backpack is from the Kissimmee iDrive store. My ears are from the Kissimmee iDrive store.
The Wizard gift store, the one that
Yes.
has a wizard on it.
The next to the world's largest McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
My earrings, I think, are also from Disney. My shirt is from Shop Disney.
Remember, this is the funny one.
My pants are from
Get ready for some wacky slapstick.
Torrid.
Torrid.
My sneakers, Skechers, you know it. My ears, Stephanie let me borrow. They're from Disney. And my new emote is from Disney.
My pants are from Shop. Who's this gay guy?
Oh, remember they have this one gay dude that hangs with them.
I'm now part of the Hoka crew. My shirt is from Amazon and also the glasses. And my buddy Pooh Bear's here from Disney.
So my shirt is Tommy Bahama. Oh, that's her dad. That's Stephanie's dad, dude.
My shorts are redhead from Cabela's.
Oh my god! Oh my god! He's an asshole. My shorts are from fucking what is it called? What's that place with all those fucking queers? Old
My
Navy.
shirt is from Bass Pro Shops. My shorts are from Bass Pro Shops. My New Balances are from Bass Pro Shops.
And my hat was passed down to me by my uncle Donnie.
He bought it at Bass Pro Shop.
And my hat has the designation for ship I went to Vietnam in.
And my socks are from Torrid. I had to borrow Stephanie's. I forgot the back socks.
And my goatee is from Guy Fieri.
And my heart stent is from fried chicken.
My hat's from Margaritaville.
Oh yeah, you know I like.
Hell
this
yeah,
guy.
bro.
Can I say, it's not his fault. His daughter's like that. I like this dude. He's rocking the margarita hat, bro. Cabela's shorts. Let's fucking go. He's got rules.
Suburban. And my rental's a Mazda.
I like this guy. This guy rules.
Remember whose daughter is.
I know. That's why I like him.
And I got the Galactic Hero Store. 999,999 points, not dollars.
My shirt is from
That's Ashley and Sarah's mom.
Torrid. My pants are from Costco. Go Costco.
Oh, you're a fatty too, huh?
My glasses are from Amazon.
Oh my god! Wow, look at her shape, dude.
You don't like
No, those arms look. You know when SpongeBob had like the fake muscle arms?
She looks like yeah.
I would literally love.
She looks
Yeah.
She looks like a clay fighter character.
Yes. That's exactly what she looks like.
Highly recommend them. My hair is from Shock Blow Dryer.
Bro,
Also,
she looks
highly
like a World of
recommend.
Confusion
I
puppet.
have to watch
Fat.
Yes, she does.
My Hulk is and I'm all set to go. And I'm a galactic hero.
Yeah.
See where your daughter's fat.
Land of Confusion.
Oh, did you see this shit, dude? The Belichick thing and his girlfriend walking in on the interview.
Oh, this was rough. This was rough. I did see this yesterday.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
By the way, you got to keep something in mind. This is Sunday morning. Sunday morning is what should just be called puff piece journalism. They always have these long form interviews with all these icons and stuff like that.
It's supposed to be like, so you took up gardening recently. You want to show us some of your garden?
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Simple question, right?
That's fair.
It's an easy question.
Not talking about this.
Whoa.
Why not? I don't understand that. Again, now people have been throwing theories out. Do you have any?
I mean, there was definitely something I would think that was transactional about the beginning of this.
The one that sounds the most realistic to me was because she used to be a cheerleader. She is a cheerleader, right?
Mhm.
Something like that. There are these sites, and it's not hooker sites, by the way, because everyone's like, it's hooker. It's
You
not
think
hooker.
it's an Ashley Madison situation?
Not even. A little more. There are sites that are specifically for very rich people, like a Tinder for very rich people, and for
Like a sugar
basically-
baby database.
Sugar baby, yes, like a sugar
Okay.
baby kind of thing. And that to me seems like why.
Okay.
Because the other, I mean, honestly, you could have answered this and not look crazy. If I was him, I would have been like, if she wasn't stupid, but she's 20-something, she's stupid. Be like, a dating app. That's it, say dating app.
Oh, I don't know if you know this or not. She's a cheerleader, and I'm like the world's greatest coach ever. So,
So,
we just kind of ran
Morris,
into each other.
Reportedly,
only
they met
Don
on a
Shula
flight
died.
in 2021, and I'm thinking maybe my theory is she knew whereabouts he was going to be, and kind of was
stalking?
like, I'm going to tug on this old man's
You
penis.
think
on
she
this
Ashley
6-hour
St. Claired
flight.
him?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No.
No.
By the way, can I just point out the fact that she's like, we're not talking about this, and he's like, well, I got to make her happy. I want to point out, right, that fucking Aaron Hernandez was literally scared of this man.
You're right. That's a really good point.
This should be a lesson to all human life. No matter how in your head you are, no matter how you've built somebody up to be this unconquerable bully, anyone can be conquered. This man, Aaron Hernandez, used to come to work in fear of Bill Belichick. And now Bill Belichick's just get walked all over by some 26-year-old pussy.
24.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Come on, man. Like, here's the thing, right? There's got to be a level of embarrassment, right? Like, okay, if I showed up 5-6 years from now, right, and I'm like totally gray, total old man looking at this point, and I roll up with this fucking hot 24-year-old, right? Like, I can't not be a little bit aware of everywhere we go.
You have
People are
to
just
be.
going to be like, I'm like, people think I bought her. You know what I mean? Like,
And they're probably right. That's why it hurts you. It hurts. You know why it hurts? It hurts because they're right. You know?
Yeah. You have to get to a point where you have to realize, like, when you're a guy my age, right? Realistically, you should be dating a woman who has, like, a fucking 7-year-old kid with them, and they're yelling, finish up your dinner. You can't have dessert until you have dinner. That look, at least when you look at me at dinner with somebody like that, you're like, oh, that's fitting. He's not buying concubines at the fucking cheerleader camp. You know what I mean?
Well, that's because he's not Bill Belichick. I mean, that's probably
That is
why.
fair. That is fair.
That's pretty much most of that
You
story.
think
but-
Brady called him and was like, dude, I could have hooked you up.
So I have a question, Mersh. You're an expert on cocaine.
Oh, I saw this.
What do we think here?
I am so proud to be marching with so many Jews.
Yes,
and
the
Gentiles.
Jews! The Jews are here! Did we mention that?
Hell yeah. he
Wow.
I don't like him stealing my bit or energy. I'm not a fan of this at all.
Dude, the weight loss, I just mentioned like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, does he have fucking AIDS? Why is he losing weight like this?
No, he's on Ozempic.
Nah, but he's, I believe, also on cocaine.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely also on coke, but like those are why he's losing it so quick.
I don't think he's on Ozempic because I think that if you have a bad enough cocaine problem, you're good to go, brother. It's gonna take care of itself.
Yeah, man, it's pretty bad, dude.
He's geeking in this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
I
and
get
it's
it.
gotten-
He's Jewish, and I'm sure he's also just getting off on, all the civilian casualties, but he's also geeking.
It's also gotten like way worse since like I don't know, all of Twitch started calling CPS on his children.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see here. So this dude. All right. So let me walk you through something here. So this dude asked GPT Omni to recreate a photo of my friend. It did, but got a photo which looks synthetic. Okay, so they recreated a photo of a friend. He goes, ask the prompt to recreate this photo in a new chat. The prompt is create the exact replica of this image. Don't change a thing. Okay. Next replica. Okay, fine. He ran it through the system. With the same phrase, do not change this photo, replicate it exactly, 71 times. Here's what happened.
La Goblina.
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
Wait. There it is.
Uh-oh. Whoa, uh-oh. See that IQ dropping.
And the cholesterol is going up.
Oh my God. I like how AI still can't do the fingers.
The head just starts going into the table and just starts becoming the table.
God, I don't know why it does it. I don't know.
This is crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Man, they're going to activate Skynet, and the Terminators are only going to go after white people, huh?
So
Pretty much.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are officially on duty in the interrogation room with Detective Elliot.
Don't you wish that you were in an SVU room when you were younger?
Jesus Christ. Wow. By the way, Chris Maloney out here looking like Bill Goldberg. What happened to him?
Got old, dude. Got old.
No, but I mean, I'm not saying he got old. I'm not pointing out the bad. I'm just saying he also looks like he's on TRT and he's like all, he looks all Bill Goldberg-y. Like he just looks like a pretty tough old guy now. You're like, damn.
He looks like he can punch you pretty hard.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like Schillinger now.
Oh my God.
Okay, Christopher Maloney the Great. And we're also here with my bestie, Officer Valerie Bertinelli, to help us crack the case.
Wow, Officer Valerie Bertinelli?
She got deputized like Dave Bautista.
All right, it is time for Drew Detective. Oh.
Get it? No.
No, I don't. Explain it.
Oh, they're detectives for the Drew Crimes Unit.
I hope this skit ends with fucking the real police coming in and shooting Valerie Bertinelli for impersonating a police officer.
All right, Drew. Chris? Yes? Okay.
Stop resisting. Screaming, stop resisting to Valerie Bertinelli. Stop resisting. Tasing her.
Your task is to find out what our suspect does for a living. There will be 3
Gay sex.
different lines of questioning. No guessing until the very end. Chris, Drew, are you ready?
I am.
All right. Let's just take a look at the first clue.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Frank Acosta, and I've been doing my job for 15 years. The work I do keeps you strong and keeps those muscles in peace.
I'm going to go gay sex with this one, too. I mean, that's me. But other than that, maybe a personal trainer who also has gay sex?
Condition. I'm all about building strength and fueling performance. I always bring my A game, and my work never spoils. You're never going to know when I'm going to show up. It could be in the middle of the night. I'm committed to your health, even if that means me ringing your doorbell at 2 in the morning. When you hire me, I give you the whole package. So you think you know what I do?
Gay prostitute.
Start guessing.
He's either a prostitute, personal trainer, or a parking ticket cop.
Okay.
Please welcome Frank Acosta.
Hi, Frank.
Hi.
So Drew and Chris, for this round, you each get to ask one yes or no question. Let's go.
Okay. In your job, do people actually hire you?
Yes.
Do you use equipment?
Does a drill dough count?
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, is my penis
Yes.
equipment? That's a...
Yeah. Yeah. All right, second round of questioning.
How do you know?
I know. Second round, this is an open-ended question. You can ask whatever you want. But here is another clue.
She takes her shirt off.
God,
Her tits
old
out.
tits come out.
Just her tits come out and flop on the table.
Is it the terrifying thing under the cloak?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
All right, Drew, Chris, you can each...
He's a chiropractor? A
Oh, maybe.
24-hour chiropractor?
ask one question.
Is he like a masseuse?
You first.
Are you a coroner?
What?
Because this makes you feel better and refreshed. Oh my God, Drew, what are you fucking doing, Drew? Why would you get coroner out of...
She's a weird person, man.
No, not even close.
How did you get that? How did you get cornered, Drew? Where's your fucking brain at, dude?
Do you need to touch the human body in order to do what you do?
No.
All right.
No.
All right. Good questions. Good questions. It's time for the
Stripper.
third and final round of questioning. And this is going to be rapid fire. You guys are going to have 30 seconds to ask as many questions as you want. All right? Okay. But first,
Bro, what even? Look at the dog. The dog's not happy.
Nobody-
Why would you do
nobody's
that?
happy.
Why would you do that? What is
behind
this?
you.
What the fuck is this show even anymore? What is this?
It's Drew.
No, dude, there's an inflatable.
Simply Drew.
No, shut up. There's an inflatable cow costume.
It's awesome.
Hear me out. They can record her dreams now, and that's what we've been watching this whole time.
We've just been watching her brain like a Black Mirror episode.
Yes, she's like floating in a tank of fluid.
Oh my god, this is horrifying. There's just a fucking blow up cow. What? Am I in my hammock?
oh, Frank, is she with you?
Yep.
Okay.
I couldn't hide her.
All right. We are going to start the clock, and then you can ask away.
There we go. I'll just
Just start. Just start. Okay. Rapid fire questions and go.
Do you work with ghosts?
No.
She's
Drew, what the
retarded.
fuck do you work
She's
with
so
ghosts? He's a
retarded.
personal trainer or a chiropractor.
Do you set fires with your mind?
Are you hiding a space alien in your closet?
Do you answer to a speakerphone named Bosley?
Every morning, do you wake up and forget the day before?
Deliver milk.
Yes.
What?
He delivers milk?
Christopher Maloney!
Wow.
Oh, he is a gay porn.
I can't believe you got
There's a reason he does what he does.
Nobody would have guessed that. I mean, like.
Only Stabler.
And it's well done,
Yeah, I'm sure Christopher Manoli wants to be called Stabler all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure he loves that.
I cannot believe it.
Cheers!
And in celebration.
Cheers
Salud.
to everyone's health.
I'm not just going to drink milk with you. I'm sorry. That's just weird. Genocide Circus, the only reason they're moving down the hall so fast is because there's a whole chicken dangling above the camera. Genocide Circus, my jersey is made of New Jersey. My shorts are a cargo plane. Genocide Circus, Law and Order, Special Victims, Drunit. SV Drew.
SV Drew.
I gave birth to my son and transitioned 10 years later.
My mom became my dad.
Into Kevin Hart?
Yeah, for real.
Being disrespectful in comments is,
Yeah, I'm going to be disrespectful. You're a woman.
you know, oh, you're still a girl.
You are. You're wearing a sports bra.
Yeah, that's kind of girly.
Your son is gonna have a wild life.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine you fucking grow up your whole life and everything's normal, and then one day your mom walks in the room looking like Nipsey Hussle, and she's like, "What's up, little nigga?" You're like, "Wait, what? What's happening?" That would fuck me up more than my dad becoming trans. It would have fucked me up as a kid. My mom,
your mom walks in and she starts saying things like, "He doesn't have a special on Netflix, oh Tubi."
Which one would have fucked you up more? Your mom becoming a dude or your dad becoming
My
a woman?
dad becoming a woman would have been
Really?
weird.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know, man. I think my mom just being like, "What's up, little homie?" I'd be like, "Whoa, what
Well,
the
no,
fuck's
but is your mom in this scenario turning into a black man?
She's walking around doing this all the time.
Okay, Mom, two questions. Are you a man now, and did you join Cash Money Records?
Why are you rubbing your hands together and licking your lips like Birdman?
I think the most fucked up about all of this is black people either have to choose a mom or a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, at least some of them get one.
Some get a grandma.
Be yourself.
Or a grandpa.
Some Middle Eastern, some kids in Gaza get neither. You ever
You
think
think
about
you
that?
transition
No, all you do is
Some
think
kids
about
in
yourself.
Gaza had one.
has had any negative effects on Vari?
So when did you two start working out together?
When you started taking TRT.
I'm sorry, you dress like this when you work out?
Yeah, how do you dress?
Oh man, when we start working out together?
Last year.
My name
He's really happy
He's
about
so
this.
sad about this.
is Ajay, and I'm a trans dad.
Your mom.
I have a son.
Your son is going to become the most based fucking. He's going to be a member of the future Waffen SS.
His name is Vari, and he's 17
Well, the future Waffle House. Yeah. That's because it's black.
years old.
Adam Waffle House.
Adam Waffle House, yeah.
Describe your dad.
Cool, energetic, caring, loving.
Whatever. I don't care about any of
I
this.
would describe our relationship as
strained,
weird,
as amazing as it should be, man.
You're not paying attention to his body language, the way he's talking. He is not proud of you. You're hearing what you want to hear.
And Vari's a straight A student. He's a loving friend. He always makes me emotional on this because that's how I
Because you're a girl.
look at my child at 17 years old. He's an exceptional young man, and I'm proud of myself to be able to tell myself that, well done.
When I was younger, I called him my mom. I started calling him my dad when I was like probably in middle school. He's always there for me whenever I need something.
It's always good to just, you know,
Where,
'cause-
where's the woman who gave birth to you in this scenario?
I don't know. I honestly but I will always say
Or
it's-
the man? Where's the man?
these middle school kids that if there's one time you want to really just throw a lot of mental and emotional curveballs at them, it's right there around middle school.
Right when they're hitting puberty.
Yeah,
too, so
right when they're
really
already
fucked up.
confused and they
Yeah.
don't know where they stand in the social hierarchy and they're already a mess. It's best to just come home one day and be like, I'm your dad now. It's nice.
He went through his process when I was 11 years old.
How did
He was 11, dude.
your dad first broach the topic of transitioning with you?
He asked me how I'd feel about it, and I said, if you want to be my dad, you could be my dad because you already dress like a boy anyways.
So you were a stud. You were a stud before? They clearly fucked a dude at least one time.
And
Like
don't
every
let-
lesbian ever.
Hey, Virgie, read this sign, dude, before you say dumb things like that.
Good.
All right, before you pop it up in the mouth, do you not see the sign?
Yeah, watch it, dog.
Come on, watch it, dude. Good vibes only, my
They
nigga.
specifically asked for good vibes only.
Yo, in this house, we only got good vibes. Oh shit! A Louis Vuitton Live Laugh Love in the kitchen.
That's from a Walmart.
Oh.
bring you down. Just do what you want to do.
We went through counseling for 5.5 years.
Yep.
That's not a normal thing that people have to do with their children.
You know, and I think it's very important for a lot of trans
There it is. There's the before. Was a stud.
people in general to put the children
Look at the difference.
in counseling to get them more understanding of what they're getting themselves into, because
Oh, sorry, it's a girl. It's a black girl, Marsh.
That's not fair. That's mean.
Well, I have to ask.
not everybody is going to accept you right away. It was best for him to give me the opportunity to have a choice.
You could share the same Dollar Shave Club subscription.
How come all black women, how come all black trans men sound like Kendrick Lamar? They all have that
Because
mousy
they're all
voice.
gay now. That's why.
Or him have a choice, and together we both made one, and his choice was first, and then I accepted it.
What was your relationship with gender like?
Clearly great. Okay, let's play the game. Molested? Are we going to go with molested?
Well, obviously.
Well, that's not obvious. Let's find out.
It's obvious.
Statistically possible, but I'm not obvious.
Growing up.
As a female, it was kind of tough. I was a tomboy. I just wanted to be who I am today. I started transitioning at the age of 28. The best thing about transitioning...
Hold on. That's one of the before photos. Mersh?
No.
Is it because you know it's going to have a beard?
It's gonna have a beard someday. Yeah, no, just not my time. Maybe
Yeah, but Mersh, you fuck Mexican women, you know they're going to have a beard someday too.
sometimes they already have one. Sometimes it's on their back.
3 little chin hairs.
Yeah.
At the hair.
To me,
Sometimes they got that Rachel Ziegler thing going.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking in the mirror, finally seeing your authentic self.
What difference has him transitioning had on your relationship?
But it's not your authentic
Man,
self.
I-
You took things to transmute your body. I'm gonna speak like I'm like D&D. You use the transmutation potion.
Okay, I like
to
it.
penis.
I like it.
I wouldn't really say it was a difference. I think he's
Better give that kid a weak potion of emotional healing.
just the same person, just different voice and face looks.
Do you think your transition has had any negative effects on Vari?
No, you're gonna say no. There's no way you're going to be honest.
No, of course not.
I don't think that my transition has had any negative effects on him. You know, I think
Because that would mean you have to take personal responsibility for doing something completely drastic.
it actually brought us together stronger. He definitely sees more of the opportunity of the mother and father relationship.
Okay, you got a TikTok channel, right? Is that what you're talking about? Does he like the fame from the TikTok channel? Is that what this actually is?
You know, he had an experience of both sides.
Wow, I used to have one of her phones.
You had a Nokia?
I had a Nokia. You have a Nokia?
Things last forever.
Uh-huh.
Friend Nakia is coming over. I always describe her as this
Fat black woman in a sweatsuit.
happy, wild queen.
I hate her. I already hate her. I already know her and I hate her.
What? Yeah. You remember when I first came up to you? When was that work? When was that?
Nice gun.
Yeah. And you was asking all them questions. You was like,
yeah.
You fine.
Became friends. We've been friends for a minute.
How would you describe AJ as a father?
He's got no balls.
How would you describe him as a father? I would describe him as a mother.
Good father. Structure. Very humble.
What do you think when you
Best thing
see
about him being a dad is he doesn't have to go out for milk because he produces his own.
AJ and Vari together?
They got a good bond. They do. You don't see too many people like that from him.
No, you don't actually. You don't see too many people like that. That's actually true. A very small percentage of people are like that.
Very, very insightful.
Being a woman and turning into a man. His son understand what's going on and he's gonna love AJ no matter what.
She plays the role in LJ Vari's life as just one of the spoiled aunties. You know, she just spoils him, man.
Have you ever seen any of the online judgment or anything that they get?
I just feel like people don't know people's situation to be judging or trying to.
But we know other situations that are comparable in statistics, and it just kind of go based on that.
What if I think of the whole thing to be silly? Like it doesn't matter about. I don't need to know people's situation. You know, like here's my point. Like if you're like you said, if you're a furry, I don't need to know your particular situation and think what you're doing is gross. Like you know what I mean? I mean, I don't care. Do whatever you fucking want, but this is weird, and you're gonna be made fun of for it.
Comment on something that.
Oh, sorry, Mersh.
Come on.
I have to
no,
ask.
No, you don't have
the
to.
The chat room told me to ask.
Sometimes
the chat
you
room
don't.
told me to ask.
Sometimes you don't have.
The chat room said to ask.
Don't know about. You don't know what people went through to be like this.
Keezy, no, for real. Keezy supported me in ways that a lot of people don't.
She ate out my man pussy.
You're so tiny.
You think she ate out his man pussy?
Probably.
Get the opportunity to have a hype man. She's like my biggest cheerleader when it comes to the girl side.
It's so funny. She's trying to be a dude, but there's still like little things in the house that are still girl stuff, like little placards and.
Yeah, that's not very manly.
No, it's not. And like the muffin candle that she has because she wants to house this. Look, see, homemade muffins.
A hype man. She's like my biggest cheerleader when it comes to the girl side. You know what I'm saying? I love the way that you
move. Ba ba ba.
You know, never judged me the minute you knew I was transgender. You feel me? You was yeah. My friend, fine.
Yeah, I have found that fat black women that have heart tattoos by their eyes aren't very judgmental.
Never
have I found that.
Oh, she's got the hair frozen to the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me this. What?
TikTok. Told you.
I started sharing my
Oh, he is doing the hand thing, dude. That you were saying he is doing the hand thing.
journey online. It started.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Women do little things that they think guys do.
Guys don't do that.
With TikTok, I posted a video and it had 400,000 views on it. The responses that I have to share, with people being disrespectful in comments is, oh, you're still a girl. Oh, oh, you bleed. Oh, you'll never be a man. And you'll never be manly enough. Your son is gonna have a wild life.
Yes.
Huh? Didn't know women could be fathers. Well, the thing about this comment is
it doesn't fit my worldview, so I'm not going to accept it as a possibility.
My reality.
Yeah, this is not my reality, okay, dude?
Woman.
So I was just out there, like fucking kicking it with my boys, and they were just breaking my pussy, bro.
Yeah,
they were like
dog.
breaking my pussy, dude.
Quit breaking my pussy, dude.
Bro, stop breaking my muff, dude. What are you doing? I'm out here trying to keep it real, dude. Stop.
You guys don't understand. There's multiple realities, and he can reach them all like Doctor Strange did.
Yo, my boys are real muff busters, bro.
Our fathers. And the reason why women are fathers is because at the end of the day, if a woman has a child and the father walks away,
Then she's still a woman without a dad there. It doesn't turn you into anything else.
He has to become both parents.
No, you're just one parent. You don't file jointly. I don't know, maybe if you do. I don't know how it works out when you do this. I really don't know. Do you have a funeral for your old life? How does that work?
Do you have a penis funeral? Or no, in this case, a
There's
titty
no
funeral?
Do you have a tit funeral? Well, this one still has tits, though. Remember, we saw the
Hanging
sport.
on to those milkies.
We saw the sports bro.
A funeral? There's a big airbrushed photo of his penis, and it's in a tiny little
With
shoebox
angel
made out
wings.
of leather.
With little angel wings.
And there's a buffet.
Boys to Men's playing.
Boys to Men is there. They got Boys to Men.
No, they got like 3 out of 4 of them.
Well, this would be women to boys, but whatever.
It's a cover band.
They got 3 out of 4, but one member of Boyz II Men is too based. He's like, I won't be a part of this.
Gay.
Woman, that's not a man, folks.
It's not.
The perfect words, because I am his father. And I will.
You're not on paper.
Was a woman. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if I'm not a man, what made you say father first?
What?
Because you're the
What
one
a
claiming it, and that's the point that they're trying to say, is that you're not a father.
Poor child. Imagine your mother is now a dude.
That would suck.
Nobody thinks about the kids. Selfish. I thought about my child's mindset, not only his mindset, but
Well, I would say mindset would be the word I would use. But also, what would happen if the kid would have said, no, I don't want you to do that? You still would have done it, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought about his feelings, and I thought about his heart. We actually go viral every time we turn around.
They got to go viral every time. dude.
So, I think a lot of people are starting to see that it doesn't matter about...
No. You're going viral because people like us are making fun of you.
Yes.
Not
Because it's a freak show.
Right, exactly. Yeah, thank you, exactly. We're paying a couple bucks to see the conjoined babies in a jar.
Transgender, it's about being a good parent at the same time. What I've learned, from me and Vari is, just being able to just keep our heads up high, you know what I'm saying? And never allow people's negative comments or mindsets control, our household or who we are. Because at the end of the day, we're human beings, no matter what it is.
Have you experienced any judgment in person?
You guys are human beings who believe God made a mistake. Sounds great.
I have not. Ever. In May will be 7 years of transition, and I've never, ever been judged, misidentified, anything out of all.
You're passing. Some people are passing. Some people aren't.
6 years that
The trick is if you're a chick, just get fat.
Yeah. Also, we don't misgender generally, even if we think you're because it's just
It's
we don't feel
easier.
like fighting. We don't feel like arguing.
Yeah, and it's not because we respect you. It's because I respect my time.
Mm-hmm.
That's me, though. Genocide Circus. The only reason they're moving down the hall so fast is because I read that already. Tom Rose Mercedes. Never forget Chris took on that hot Kryptonian bitch. Respect. Genocide Circus. Imagine going through all that work just to look like a scuffed Jermaine Dupri. Mr. V says he pities the fool that makes fun of his man pussy. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Merce will be doing some Nightwave tonight.
I'll be there at 10 o'clock tonight on Rumble.
So make sure you're there. Pessy, you're next.
Si, senor.
Virgie, you're gay, but will you be streaming? Are you gay and will you be streaming? You can only answer yes or no.
No.
He's lying. I mean, I don't know if he's streaming, but he's definitely gay.